both of Alexander and some of Hercules, of Hector and Lysander, and such great names as these. But of all...
Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be looking at a few different things in regards to Battletech, but mainly, what do I need to buy to start playing? Really, if you're like me, you've been playing Battletech for the longest time, but a lot of people haven't been playing Battletech for the longest time, or they fell off and they need to get back into it by getting some of the basics and some of the very standard little things you need to get. CGL, for all their misgivings, they do give a decent amount of the products and a decent amount of boxes you can get, and they're a very nice intro to the system. There are some issues with some of the boxes, mostly that they are hard to get. It's because production on their end is never their first worry. The prices might be going up as well with various tariffs and various things going on. Just be careful. If you're going to get stuff, I'd recommend looking around to the various stores you have available to you and seeing who has what at what price. You can always go to Amazon. Obviously, the Amazonian River is a great place to get stuff, but they're not always the cheapest. So let's look at the different things that are available. Most of the people will say, like, well, there's a thing called the beginner box. I mean, a beginner box should be for the beginners. It's a little bit light as far as a package goes, in my opinion. You do get map sheets, which is necessary to play for most people, and you get a pair of mechs, a Griffin and a Vindicator in the most common and recent one, which is two okay mechs. They have a different reason of existing, but they're not bad, and they're fairly equivalent in terms of performance. You get the quick start rules, which are quite limited, but good enough for your very basic games. You get the universe booklet, which is pretty pointless because you'd probably be better reading stuff off Sarna or listening to various YouTubers in order to figure out what's going on. The novella is pretty pointless as well, so nothing there that's super great. Overall, of course, it's also set up to be used for Alpha Strike because CGL doesn't like their actual game. They want you to buy this Alpha Strike stuff, and never mind that. It's not a bad box, and it does introduce you to the game, but as soon as you want to play anything more serious, it really isn't enough. The old beginner box, which is the one that I bought my brother when we started back playing, includes a Griffin and a Wolverine. That's the big difference rather than a Griffin and a Vindicator. It's two equivalent mech in the 275 Mafia. The price was better. The quality goes down and the prices go up. That's pretty much all the different things. There is also a exclusive beginner box that was available in, if I remember right, Target, which included a Centurion and a Rifleman, basically two hero mechs, the Yenlo Wang and the Legend Killer. A pretty good product overall, I would say. The problem is it was really, really hard to get because it was only available at Target, and Target is not in a mood to really get that box released again. You do have some cardboard cutouts as well in it to give you a little bit more play. The maps were different. They were Solaris maps rather than standard maps. So, I mean, this was a very good box. The problem is, like I said, pretty hard to get. It was $24.99 MSRP in the US. Most people, if you are into Battletech and you want to play it, what I would recommend you actually get is a game of Armored Combat. This is the original version. And this, do I have the other one here? No, I don't. Yeah. And this is the 40th anniversary edition. Thankfully, there's no real difference between the two except for the box itself. The price is the same as well. The content is more or less the same as well. So it's a pretty good box here because it comes with 8 mechs that you're going to be able to use in most eras of play. If you want to play a early Star League or you want to play Age of War, maybe not the best box. But even there, most of those mechs have been available in the Inner Sphere for the longest time. I think the Awesome's still available in at least Star League era. Thunderbolt's an old reliable. Most of those are things that you can play in just about every era of play, like I said. You also have basically 2 full lances, 2 assault mechs, 2 heavy mechs, 2 light mechs, and 2 mediums. With the Shadowhawk and the Wolverine, very basic classic one. The Thunderbolt is a grade 65 tonner. Catapult is very popular, but it's a bit finicky. And the 2 assault mechs are some of the better ones, the Battlemaster and the Awesome. So you've got a wide variety of things. You can play Succession War with this really easily. And if someone wants to say, like, yeah, I'm bringing some clan mechs, you can easily get the more modern version of those things. They're really all old, reliable mechs. And they're not difficult to get. The maps are very basic. Grassland 2, Desert 2, Grassland 3, Desert 3. If you have our friends at Megamech, you can actually see them. They're very basic maps, but they have all the terrains that you need in order to play. And the little cardboard cutouts you have allow you to customize your X maps as well, which is pretty fun. This is a nice addition. And when we used to buy Battletech boxes, well, that's basically what we had was the cardboard. We didn't get much plastic, at least in the late 80s, early 90s. So this is your best bet, the 40th anniversary box. Probably if you want to start playing for real and play with your family or some people at the store just for fun, this would probably be your best bet. As a standard expansion, obviously Clan Invasion is pretty good. A little bit lower MSRP, but it might be a little bit harder to get as well because this one sold out a lot earlier. And it includes it includes 7 minis, 5 clan mechs, so a star of mech, and 2 points of battle armor. To be honest, those 5 mechs plus the battle armor will be more than a match for the 8 that you have in the beginner box, or at least the Game of Armored Combat. So if you want to play one box against another, you can. It just might take you a little while. Fun maps once again, Hilltop, Barren Lands, Rolling Hills, all classic maps, and that are pretty good. The primer is pretty useless. The clan rulebook gives you a little bit more information. You don't get the full rule set in this particular box. You have to be a little bit more careful. You need to buy one thing or the other. Maps, once again, pretty straightforward, nothing super special. The punch-out cards allow you to modify them, and they're fully compatible with the maps that you have in the other boxes. So if you've got everything, you can make a fairly nice big map. The mechs are all pretty good as well. I mean, the Adder is one of the best light mechs. Executioner is pretty cool, even though I have a hard time with it sometimes. Nova is great. Timberwolf's great. Grendel is odd. And the points of battle armor, well, they're the rules for them in it, just a little bit odd to play if you are not used to playing it. Another thing you can get, if you want to expand your play, is the Alpha Strike box. Yes, it comes with the big Alpha Strike rules and everything, but to be honest, what you want is the 13 fully assembled unpainted miniatures that are in it. Gives you a very nice assortment of Inner Sphere and Clan mechs. Archer, Atlas, Blackjack, Firemoth, Locust, Nova, Phoenix Hawk, Pouncer, Timberwolf, once again. Those are popular, obviously. The Warhammer, Warhawk, Wasp, and Wraith. The Wraith and the Pouncer are exclusive to this box. So if you want those mechs, that's how you're going to get them. The box itself is more expensive at $80. And it's is because there's more plastic in it and because they want to push that Alpha Strike rules. I don't play Alpha Strike, personally. I just don't like it. Some people do, and it's fine. This one doesn't come with maps because Alpha Strike is meant to be played directly on the tabletop. There's some fake obstacles that they added. It's okay as a box, but I would prefer that some of those mechs would be available outside of it. Just, this is a good expansion if you're wanting to expand your collection quickly. Finally, the most recent box is Mercenaries. They haven't put a picture on there. It is very expensive for what you're getting compared to some of the other boxes. You get 12 minis, but 8 of them are mechs, and some of them are very limited in terms of use. Devastator, Flea, Firefly, Caesar, Quick Draw, Star Slayer, Ostsoul, Chameleon. The Star Slayer, I mean, is very limited in terms of when you can play it effectively. The Flea is an odd mech. The Firefly is an odd mech. I mean, we've been doing videos on those recently. You also get a pair of Maxim light overtanks and Galleon light tanks. So you get a little bit of rules for the tanks, but those are the rules that CGL have invented in order for you to play vehicles more quickly, which is not a thing that a whole lot of people are super happy about, to be honest. You do get a lot of those battlefield support cards. That is what they are pushing. It's not awful, but it's not how, well, you'll see a lot of people play, especially if we play true Mega Mech. Next up, we're going to be looking a little bit at some of the books you might want to get. As far as what books you would need or you would want in order to start playing Battletech, I would say here that Battletech Total Warfare is your best bet at this point in time. I mean, the best one was probably, well, here, Master Rules Revised was really darn good, and Battletech Master Rules was really, really darn good. And honestly, this is the book that I didn't learn on this one. I learned actually on the previous one, the Battletech Compendium. There's a lot of books you can get. Most of them include a lot of the rules, but there's always stuff around that you might not be able to find because the game, I mean, did progress since 1990. But the Battletech Compendium has all the basic rules you need in order to play, and some of them were errated and changed over time. But, I mean, you'd get this book off eBay, it would work. If you got this one, it works even better because it's a little bit more refined and a little bit better. And as thing goes on, well, you've got a bit of a dip here with the middle master rules, basically. They're not bad books, just a little bit odder. And they might have some weird editing issues, but they're still pretty darn good books. The one you can easily find is Total Warfare, and you can probably get it in various PDF forms. They usually do at least once a year buy all the PDFs on whatever that site is there for like you give $10 to the to some charity instead of CGL. Just make sure that the charity is one that you want to support. Total Warfare includes all your basic rules, everything that you would need in order to play with the basic units, mechs, infantry, vehicles, aerospace fighters, small units, etc. You've got what you need. You've got your basic ground rules, you've got your basic air rules, how combat works, how eat works, everything that you would really need in order to play the game. This is the most complete one you'll get, and the one with the most recent erratas, at least some of the more recent ones. Do you need any other books? Well, there are other books, but you don't really need any of them. The one that can be fancy and can be pretty fun is Tactical Operations Advanced Rules, because it gives you all the really fancy rules, things for a weird environment, mines, all the things that you would do in order to be doing the big advanced play kind of things. Same thing, it usually comes in the bundles when they sell the thing on a bundle. And the other books, well, things like Tactical Operation, Advanced Units and Equipment, and all of those other things are not as useful. They would be good if you're doing long-term campaigns. They're good if you're doing some weird equipment. If you're wanting to build your own mech, you might want to get the various books. But then again, Mega Mech and Skunkworks are probably your best bet for that. In terms of lore and in terms of books that you might want to get just to get you started on the story itself, the first 3 books of the Great Legion trilogy, well, the first Great Legion trilogy is pretty good and usually fairly easy to get as well. There's all sorts of other books you can get later. The real later ones are not as solid, let's say. but it's still an okay trilogy, and it gives you a good feel for small unit tactics and small unit operations in Battletech. Wolves on the Border is often referenced as one of the best, if not the best, Battletech novel. It is really a serious book, and it's a good story, period. Even if you're not into Battletech, this is one of the great books out there. You have to find a good edition of it, though, because there's some that are a little bit weird. I've got a PDF of it fairly cheap. It worked fairly well. So this is a good one to get you started. The two big ones, I would say, generally are the Stack Bowl books, the Warrior Trilogy, which gives you the Fourth Succession War, and the Blood of Kerensky, which gives you the start of the clan invasion. Usually with all of those books there, you're going to have a good idea of how Battletech should feel, how Battletech should be written. Stack Bowl is a little bit weird. You'll get used to how he writes. But, I mean, at some point you'll probably get bored of him as well. So don't read all of his book back to back. It gets annoying. But those are good setups for you to give you a good idea of, how the setting works and how the characters interact, or less. So this is what I'm going to do in this particular video review here. Just look at those different things if you're wanting to get into Battletech. Look at the price you're willing to pay and what you're able to get in a local store at a decent enough price. That's the best way to do it. So I thank you very much for listening to me for so long. I hope you guys have a very nice rest of your day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.